December 2022. Mark these dates as money is going out, checks will be distributed, and some very important announcements will be hitting the wire. I have all the details and what you need to know right here in the video, so let's get right into it. Alright, December is another very important month and a very busy month at that, and in this video I want to lay out a bunch of different dates that we need to watch very closely throughout the entire month of December, as there's a lot going on, money's going out, checks are being distributed, and like I said, some very important announcements will also be made throughout the entire month of December. I can tell you this much, all of this is going to impact us in some way, shape, or form, especially the low income and fixed income beneficiaries. Therefore, we want to pay attention to all of this hitting the wire every single day. But this is what I know as of right now, but I can guarantee you this much as well. As we work our way through the entire month of December, there will be a lot of other very important details popping up, announcements hitting the wire, and other information that continues to pop up, which again is why I continue to do all this research and bring it to you right here in these videos. So again, let's get into it and talk about what is going on and what we need to pay attention to throughout the entire month of December. However, really fast before we do, thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, please make sure to subscribe by hitting the button right down below the video. As I am your one and only daily advocate, I'm here for you every single day right by your side. I am very much dedicated and committed to you and this community to do all the research and to find all this new information, break it all down into these short videos so you can stay updated with what is actually going on and how it's going to impact you, your money, your benefits, your lifestyle, your bank account, and ultimately pointing out anything you can possibly grab and or take advantage of, including money, benefits, raises to benefits, checks, programs, stimulus, or anything else like that. Of course, I want to bring that information to you right away as well. So again, thanks so much for joining me. Please subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet, and always remember, I'll be here for you in any way that I possibly can be. That's my dedication, that's my commitment, and as always, I'm sticking to it. All right, thanks again. Let's jump into it and talk about December, and I want to go through all of these different dates. Now, I have a bunch of dates. Honestly, I don't even know how many I have for you, but there's a lot starting at the beginning of the month. So let's work through this in chronological order. In other words, starting at the beginning of the month and working our way through the end of the month. And I want to point out some key dates we want to watch very, very closely. And again, as I said, as we continue to work our way through December, there will be many more updates coming. There will be a lot of other important information hitting the wire. I guarantee it. But this is what I know as of right now, as far as December and what we want to watch closely, because any of these announcements will impact the other announcements coming out as well. All right, so first off, let's quickly talk about December 1st. This is the day in which SSI beneficiaries will be getting your payments. So again, I know there's a lot of you here in the community that do receive SSI. This is when you're going to be receiving your last $841 check for 2022 before you get your higher benefit for 2023. Now again, that is based on the maximum $841 benefit for 2022. This will be arriving on Thursday, December 1st, okay? So take that into consideration. Very important stuff right there. Now, let's quickly talk about the next day, December 2nd. Now, on this day, we're going to be getting the initial non-farm payroll number, which is the job number. Now, again, you might be wondering, why do we care? What is this and why do we care about it? Here's what it is. It is the job number. So what this is it gives us a glimpse into how many jobs were created and or lost, and it gives us a glimpse into the unemployment number as of last month, okay? So this is very important as well. This number comes out once per month. It comes out the first Friday of every month, and that just happens to be December 2nd. So we're going to pay attention to this one very closely as well to see what is going on with the job market. Are jobs being lost? Are jobs being created? Is the unemployment rate going up? Is it going down? And again, this is very important because this also indicates what the Federal Reserve is going to do going forward. And it's also showing us, is the economy contracting? Is it expanding? Is it stagnant? What is going on? This is a very important metric, and this will be a highly anticipated number as well, and that'll be coming out on the 2nd, December 2nd. All right, so keep that in mind as well, and I'll keep you posted as we do get more details. Now next, December 3rd is also another date we want to watch closely. I do know that there are a lot of you here in the community that do receive your monthly benefits on the 3rd of each and every month. However, the 3rd is landing on a Saturday. Now, as we all know, benefits generally are not distributed on weekends, Saturday or Sunday. So if you're one of these people that generally gets your benefit on the 3rd of the month, you may be getting it the Friday before, which would happen to be the 2nd. So again, keep an eye on your bank account, keep an eye on your Direct Express card, wherever you typically receive your benefit, keep an eye on that because you'll probably be getting it a day early, okay? So just keep that take that into consideration and remember that as well. Now, let's quickly fast forward all the way out to Tuesday, December 13th. Now, this is going to be the day that the next CPI, Consumer Price Index, number is going to be released for last month as well, for the month of November. Now, again, this is very important because this indicates what inflation is doing. Now, as we've been seeing from the last several inflation reports that continue coming out, we continue to hear all the people come out and say, oh yeah, inflation is going down. But then when we look at the real report that comes out, we can clearly see that, nope, sorry, inflation is actually still going up. And I've been talking about this for several months now. We continue to see that real inflation, as we dig under the hood of all of these different inflation reports that come out, the CPI that are being released over the last several months here, we can continue to see that this inflation continues to go higher, even though they tell us it's going down. Sorry, no it's not. It's still going up. So again, this is going to be another very highly anticipated number. This is going to indicate what inflation is doing as of November. Let me ask you this much really quickly. Did you see inflation go down throughout the month of November? I don't really think so. Maybe in some select locations around the country, maybe we saw prices come down a teeny tiny bit, but for the most part, probably not, right? But again, it'll all be laid out on that report, December 13th, which will be Tuesday. We got to watch that one very closely. And again, this is what's going to also indicate what the Federal Reserve will do with their next FOMC meeting and their interest rate hikes. Now, which brings us to the next day, December 14th. Now, this is also going to be a very big day because the Federal Reserve conveniently will be wrapping up their 2-day FOMC meeting. So again, we're getting the CPI, the inflation reading, the day before the Federal Reserve wraps up their 2-day meeting. They start their meeting on the 13th and they wrap it up on the 14th. So do you think that report on the 13th is going to impact the decision out of the Federal Reserve on the 14th? Oh yeah, you better believe it's going to, right? So then after that announcement comes out to see what the Federal Reserve is going to be doing with interest rates, whether they raise interest rates, they hold them the same, or possibly they come in with the Fed pivot that we've been talking about for a while now. We really won't know that detail until we get that official announcement out of the Federal Reserve in the afternoon of the 14th. And then, of course, we will get the press conference with the chairman of the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell, shortly thereafter, where he's going to give us a bunch of different information as far as what's going on with the economy and what all of these economists within the Fed are actually looking at. Another very, very important announcement. That is a big one, okay? So just with these last couple announcements that I'm talking about, number one is the non-farm payroll on the 2nd. We have the CPI on the 13th and the Fed announcement, the Federal Reserve announcement on the 14th. 3 huge announcements that are going to be very impactful in a big, big way, right? So if the Federal Reserve comes out and raises interest rates yet again, that just means everything is getting more expensive for us when we have to maybe potentially float a balance on anything like a credit card, or if we're taking on any kinds of new debt products, anything like that. If we're essentially borrowing money at any capacity, it's going to cost us a lot more, right? We've seen interest rates go up a ton over the last, 6 months or so. We've seen interest rates going up a lot because of the Federal Reserve. So anyway, we'll be getting that latest announcement on the 14th. Now also, the 14th is also a very important day for Social Security beneficiaries, because if you're one of those people receiving a benefit because your birthday lands between the 1st and the 10th of the month, well, guess what? The 14th is the second Wednesday of the month. So that is when you're going to be getting your December payment, which will be December 14th. So keep that in mind as well. This is only for those people that have a birthday landing between the 1st and the 10th of the month, provided you do not get your payment on the 1st or the 3rd of the month, because you are one of those beneficiaries. So otherwise, if you're somebody who generally gets your payment on the 2nd Wednesday of the month, it happens to be December 14th. So keep that in mind as well. Now let's quickly fast forward all the way out to December 21st, the next Wednesday after the 14th, which is the 3rd Wednesday of the month. So those of you in the community here who receive fixed income benefits like Social Security, survivors, SSDI, these benefits like this, if you generally get your payment on the 3rd Wednesday of the month because your birthday lands between the 11th and the 20th of the month, this is when you'll be getting it, the 21st of the month, which is the 3rd Wednesday of the month as well. So a lot later than what we saw in November, but again, this is how the calendar is laying those dates out, and this is what we need to pay attention to. All right, so next, Let's quickly fast forward all the way out until the next Wednesday, which happens to be the 28th. The 28th is the last Wednesday of December, and this happens to be the fourth Wednesday of the month, and this is when those of you receiving Social Security, survivors, SSDI, benefits like this, when you receive your benefits the fourth Wednesday of the month, that means your birthday is landing between the 21st and the 31st of the month, and that is when you're going to be receiving your payment as well. Now remember, all of these payments going out in the month of December, all of those that I just laid out so far are the last payments you're going to be receiving for 2022 and of your lower benefit. Once we get into January, guess what happens? Your benefits will be increased by 8.7% as a result of the annual cost of living adjustment that was announced out of Social Security about a month and a half or so ago in mid-October. So again, these are the last lower payments that you're going to be getting, and then once we get into January, those higher payments will kick in. However, except for about 8 million people receiving SSI, check this one out. If you're an SSI beneficiary, the last date that I want to point out for you is Friday, December 30th. Why? Well, here's why. Because the 1st of January happens to land on Sunday. Well, if you're an SSI beneficiary, you know that your payments do not arrive on weekends and they do not arrive on holidays, but rather they arrive a few days early. In this instance, the 1st of January lands on Sunday. Therefore, you're not going to receive your payment on Sunday. You're not going to receive it on Saturday, but guess what? You will be receiving it on Friday, December 30th, a couple days early, okay? So if you're an SSI beneficiary, just remember, you'll be getting 2 payments in the month of December. One will be on December 1st for the month of December, $841 is the maximum, and then on December 30th, you'll be getting January payment, which will be $914. Yes, you'll be getting your raise as a result of that payment, the end of December, and that is with the annual cost of living adjustment added onto it, the $73, provided you're somebody that gets the maximum benefit of $841 in 2022. Now again, I want to remind you of this as well. Not everybody gets the maximum, okay? I know for a fact that not everybody here in the community gets the maximum SSI benefit. Not everybody gets the maximum Social Security retirement or SSDI benefit. But again, this number that I'm referring to right now is the 914 is the maximum SSI benefit for 2023. Assuming somebody is getting $841 in 2022, applying the 8.7% raise to that would increase your benefits by $73 from $841 to $914 every single month. That is the maximum for 2023. You could be getting less, but you can't really get more than that, okay? That is the maximum for 2023, and that first payment will be arriving in your bank account and or on your Direct Express card on December 30th. So keep that in mind as well. That is just for SSI beneficiaries. For the rest of you that receive benefits maybe on the second Wednesday, the third Wednesday, or the fourth Wednesday, or maybe the third of the month, any of these payments, those will be arriving in January. And again, we can talk about that in a separate video. But just want to throw that out for you as well. It's exciting that we're, at the end of the year, and the next payments after these ones going out in December will be the higher ones for January with the new 8.7% cost of living adjustment. That'll be really nice for a lot of people. But at the end of the day, I think we can all probably agree it's still far below what it really needs to be. But at the end of the day as well, I guess it's better than nothing, right? It could be a lot worse than that. So I think we also need to be grateful that we're actually getting 8.7% when it really could be a lot less, right? So let's just, even though it should be a lot higher, let's just be happy that we're actually getting something rather than, something that it couldn't be. So anyway, these are the dates that I wanted to point out for you for the month of December. And again, I know throughout the entire month of December, there's a lot of holidays, but here's what's really cool about this. Because of the distribution of all these payments, these holidays that are coming out throughout the entire month of December do not interfere with the distribution of these payments at all. So there won't be any delay to the payments. There won't be any disruption to the payments. There won't be any interference to the distribution of the payments going out to all the millions of beneficiaries that I talked about in this video, because the holidays are laying in such a way that it's not going to impact the distribution in any way, shape, or form. That's pretty nice as well, right? So anyway, as I do get more details on any of this going out right now, of course, I'll keep you posted. These are the dates that I wanted to point out for you. And again, all of this is going to impact us in some way, shape, or form, because it's basically all coming down to these reports that are coming out in the economic data as far as what the Federal Reserve is going to do with interest rates. We got to watch them very closely, because if they raise interest rates yet again, it just means everything is getting more expensive, even though the inflation reports are still showing inflation is going up. Shelter continues to rise, food prices continue to rise, virtually everything continues to rise in price, even though the headline number makes it look like it's going down. Not really. Okay. But we talk about that in separate videos. So again, as I do get more details, I'll continue to bring it to you right here in these short videos. So again, please subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. Share the video with your friends, family, social media, and go back and check out any of the other thousands and thousands of videos here on the channel. Until next time, please have a nice day. Remember, I am here for you in any way that I can be. That's my dedication. That's my commitment. And as always, I'm sticking to it. All right. Thanks again. Enjoy. And I'll catch you again later in the next one. And I'll keep you updated as we work our way through December. I'll bring you all the updates, the announcements, and everything else hitting the wire as it is coming out. I'm watching all this stuff very closely. Anyway, enjoy. I'll catch you again.